Man Killers is a 1987 action film from director David A. Pryor. The movie opens with some music that sounds like it was borrowed from Aliens on the Commodore 64. We move to Big Jesus Cross National Park, the perfect place for criminals to conduct drug deals. They don't want to waste any of that wonderful parking footage. So here we have a deal going down between bad guy A and bad guy B.
You got the stuff?
Of course I got the stuff. That's part of the deal, right?
Yo, Spike, I got the mutts. What do you got? Minetti is showing Johnny a suitcase filled with powdered sugar. Johnny's paying for this with kidnapped women. He then decides for some reason the deal is off. Minetti's bodyguards stink. Johnny and his men are standing out in the open, and even though they get a few shots off, they don't hit any of them.
Hey, boss. These guys are feds.
Thank you, Brian Johnson. One of the girls freaks out and runs. They go a little overboard on the tension here. Over in generic government building, this is Mr. Williams. He was the government contact for the guys Johnny just killed. Hello? Yes, I love your coffee. Turns out Johnny the drug runner was previously a member of the secret government organization before he went rogue. Mr. Williams suggests to stop fooling around and get the one person who can get results. McKenna. Meanwhile, at a boy band cover shoot, Johnny and his girlfriend go to see Leather Tuscadero. What's with this outfit? He looks like a pastor. They go to trade the drugs they stole from Minetti and double-cross these guys too. They're getting away, and once again, the other bad guys have terrible aim. Shooting a guy in the dick? That's just weak. Well, looks like the production didn't waste any money on this car. I'm guessing this thing's gonna get blown up at some point. The greasers chase after him. Will somebody let the Foley guy know what a shotgun sounds like? This car chase is about as exciting as the one in Mitchell. Johnny drives the other car off the road and kills the girl. Then he turns on his girlfriend. This guy just backstabs everybody, doesn't he?
You're breaking my heart, baby.
I love you.
Dumb bitch.
Oh, it was a flashback. This is McKenna, the girl that was betrayed by Johnny. Oh, looking to get some of that sweet Diet Pepsi endorsement money.
You got the right one, baby.
After surviving a gunshot, she now lives in the woods and goes hunting for Aquanet. Two agents from the agency come to give her a message from Williams. Williams tells McKenna they want her to bring down Micklund. So we're going to use his last name from here on out. She was kicked out of the agency after the Micklund incident. She makes a deal to come back with her previous rank and a clean record. Oh my god, that belt! She tells him she needs 10, no, 12 of the best fighters she can find. But they have to be all women!
No. I want women. It's got to be women.
How in the hell are you going to pull this mission off with women?
Don't give me that. Women are more effective in the field. You told me that once yourself.
Did someone write this in 2018 and travel back in time? McKenna suggests the best women for the job are all criminals. So if you've ever wondered what a gender swap Dirty Dozen would be like, here you go. I guess it's Casual Friday at the women's prison. McKenna goes over the prisoners. Seems most are in for murder and serving life sentences. Except for Maria Rossetti. She's getting a death sentence. She's kind of overdoing it on the sass, just a bit. Rossetti takes a swing at McKenna, but gets pounded. McKenna tells the girls she wants them for a covert mission, and if they survive, they may get a full pardon. What happened to needing 12? All the girls sign up, so it's time for boot camp. Over at Micklund's, Jake is making a delivery.
Check out these honeys.
They're sweet.
Hey, it's Trent from Night Wars. He doesn't like this abducting women stuff. Back at McKenna's camp, the girls don't like this training very much. Who'd have thought you'd get resistance from a bunch of criminals? Military training montage! So this is what it would be like if the army produced a Jazzercise video. Oops! That night, Rossetti tries to escape. The other girls stop her and give her a good beating. The next day, it's grenade training. Rossetti looks like she's throwing hers while riding a unicycle. One of the girls accidentally throws a grenade at Rossetti, and McKenna saves her life. These grenades are pretty weak. There's just a small explosion, and then someone from the crew throws dirt in the frame. So of course this is the turning point for Rossetti. Over at the agency, Williams lets his assistant know he has an operative working inside Micklund's camp. I'm gonna guess it's Trent. Oh, it seems they figured it out too. This is now the second movie I've seen that has this guy tied up. This seems a little worse than Night Wars. The operative tells him he's scouting information for McKenna, and Micklund goes into overacting mode. Williams goes to give the news to McKenna. What's with his delivery?
Because I had a man on the inside, but there's been no contact with him for over a week now. I've assumed that he was discovered and killed by Micklund.
She tells him they need 3 weeks, but he gives them 12 hours. What could possibly go wrong? The next day, the girls head out. I see they're using the Lara Croft version of armor. Who needs Kevlar when you've got a tank top and short shorts? The girls are ambushed by Micklund's men and get into a huge gunfight. This guy gets killed twice. The girls kill the guys, but lose one of their own. Make that 2. One of Micklund's guys comes to tell him that the team is dead. Micklund is not happy about it.
You're gonna stand there and tell me that a bunch of women killed my men?
He goes to check, and yep, they're all dead. One of the girls runs right into a trap. Then Micklund catches McKenna and Leonardo. They throw the girls into this maximum security holding cell. McKenna gets tied up for Micklund.
You're not gonna make them talk.
Oh, I've got ways, Jake. I've got ways.
He's gonna read them Vogon poetry? Micklund slaps McKenna around, trying to get some info out of her. The girls who didn't get caught decide to rescue McKenna. Motivational speech time!
She gave us a chance when nobody else in this world would. A chance to be the best at what we do and use it for something that really matters. A chance to respect ourselves. That's the difference.
They sneak into the camp and take out some of the henchmen. How dumb are these guys that they all fall for the same gag?
This is just for you. You're dead.
They rescue the girls and go looking for McKenna. Rossetti rescues McKenna, but gets stopped by Bruno. They shoot him and it wakes up Micklund. After a big shootout, Micklund takes one to the chest. And they blow the whole place up. Rossetti gets shot and the girls go back to regroup. McKenna goes in solo with a law rocket. Whoa, here she comes. She's a man killer. 4 shots to the chest, 1 in the leg, and he's still going. What is he, a Terminator? He gets in the car and tries to run her over. Now it's time for the law rocket. Oh, what? What was in that thing? Did she shoot sparklers at him? With Micklund dead, they can all go home. Although I double-checked to make sure Micklund was actually dead.
I'll be back.
The movie's yet another military-themed action film from writer-director David A. Pryor. He did branch out from his usual formula, and indeed did his own gender-swap version of The Dirty Dozen. Ed Burns, who played Jack, was probably the biggest name in the cast at the time, with credits going all the way back to 1956, and recurring roles in TV shows like 77 Sunset Strip and Fantasy Island. Linda Alden played McKenna. Prior to this, she was in Dr. Detroit, Centerfold Screen Test, and an episode of Highway to Heaven. After Man Killers, she was in the cult film The Wizard of Speed and Time, but she left the industry afterwards. Christine Lund, who played Rossetti, continued doing action films after Man Killers. She was in Hard Case and Fist, Open Fire, and Young Rebels. Not sure why they made Rossetti a blonde on the cover, though. Brian Clark, who played Williams, went on to an extensive career in TV and movies, with shows like St. Elsewhere and Murphy Brown, and movies like Pizza Man and Sugar Hill. Many of the other actors, like William Zipp, who played Micklund, and Brian Edward O'Connor, who played the undercover agent, went on to work with Pryor in a number of his films. Man Killers is a blast. It was an attempt to start up an all-female action team decades before anyone was talking about something like the Expendables, which looks like it may never happen anyway. That's a shame because I'd love to see Cynthia Rothrock in a big-budget action film. Yes, it was an attempt at a gender-swap Dirty Dozen, but really I prefer that they made their own thing rather than just co-opting the original. The foundation was here for future movies, but for whatever reason, they didn't make more. Pryor continued to write, direct, and produce, and if you want to know a little bit more about him, check out my video on Night Wars. Man Killers is a mostly forgotten film. Slasher Video, a division of Olive, tried to remaster it, but the original film stock was lost. The best source they were able to find was a PAL beta tape that they cleaned up as best they could. However, there are still some parts that are beyond repair. Although the fact that they were able to do this at all proves there's still an audience for these cheesy one-note action films. I certainly don't see myself ever getting tired of them.
And you're gonna love this.